Good morning. It is 9:30 on Sunday morning. It's the first time I've been talking with a food video all week. Well, since Monday, I suppose. I've been visiting my family, and so I was taking clips of the food, but couldn't necessarily talk to explain what they are. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to lump those all together into a video, but we'll find out together. My mom sent me home with some homemade baking, which I adore her for. So I am having one bran muffin. There's 2 more to go. She sent me with 4. I already ate one yesterday, but I forgot to record it. I'm going to put a little bit of margarine on it. I was thinking about putting a little bit of cheese, but I like them so much on their own that this one I'm just going to have with just a bit of marge. You don't even need the marge. They're like a nice moist muffin. It's just kind of habit at this point. And I'm going to have a cup of tea to go with it. I'm meeting up with a friend around noon for lunch, so I don't really want to eat anything big, but I'm going to be doing some work on the computer while I have laundry going. So I just want like a little nibble, and I want to make sure that I eat these bran muffins when they're all still like nice and fresh. Since mom did go to the effort to make them specifically for me, I want to eat them when they're in their prime. It's 7 in the evening on Sunday, and I am home now. I was hanging out with a friend. We went to Fort Langley, and we just wanted to go there to kind of walk around and enjoy it in the winter time and pop into the shop, see everything decorated for Christmas. We had brunch and clearly went to a bakery. I bought a lemon meringue tart, which the meringue's gotten a little bit gooey, but I think it will still be lovely. And I'm going to have it with a cup of tea. I know I should be making, dinner, but I don't know what I want or what I feel like, and I have some things I want to do, so I thought I would just sit, enjoy the tea and the pastry. Maybe I'll make a sandwich later. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Just living on the edge over here. So yeah, this may be the last thing that I eat today. It seems very odd to be saying that, but it does look beautiful, does it not? It's from, let me get you the box, Blacksmith Bakery. So if you're ever in Fort Langley, they have some beautiful things in their display case. And I would say I would recommend, but I haven't actually eaten it yet, so it might be horrible. I highly doubt it though. I also got a hot chocolate from there, and they accidentally made it a coffee, and they replaced it for free super fast. So customer service, excellent. Presentation, excellent. Taste, most likely excellent. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is almost 8 a.m. I think it's technically 7:54. And I am having my workday breakfast. I'm back to sort of the same old thing, getting back into the food routine after being away for a little bit. So it is a 7-point oatmeal if you follow Weight Watchers on the current program. So it's 3 points for a half a cup of oats, 1 point for 2 tablespoons of PB2, and 3 points for a tablespoon of brown sugar. I don't have any fresh fruit or even canned fruit to put on it right now. I haven't gone grocery shopping since I got back from my trip, so I'm sort of eating what I have. And then I also have a cup of tea with a splash of milk in it. It's 10:50 in the morning on Monday, and I'm getting a quick snack. So I have a cup of tea that I'm going to put some milk into in just a minute, and my last 2 bran muffins that my mom made and sent me home with. I put a little bit too much margarine on them. I was overly generous. I didn't have the lights on yet, in my defense, when I was spreading it, and I didn't realize till I turned the lights on, and by that point I'm kind of committed. And then on one of them I've put half a Kraft single, like a cheese slice. I've split it into quarters and put a quarter on each half of the muffin, and then the rest of it I just ate because I didn't want to commit all 4 pieces of bran muffin to having cheese, but I thought maybe 2 of them might be nice. So yeah, the bran muffins, I'll be very sad once they're gone because, they're from my mom, so there's just like that connection there. But she did get me the recipe, so I can try to do it on my own and see if I can manage it or not. It won't be as good, but I can try. And then I also have a cup of tea. I almost said a cup of milk. Oh my goodness. A cup of tea that I'm going to add some milk to. It's 3 in the afternoon on Monday, and I'm about to have dinner. So it's ramen with some cheese that's in the middle melting and a whole bunch of veggies added in, and I'll put some eggs on top in just a minute. And probably some Kewpie mayo. I know that today I should have done a more labor-intensive dinner because today is the only day of this entire week where I don't have a medical appointment after work. So it's really the only day where I'm guaranteed to have some kind of an energy level and not be, like increased concussion symptoms. I'm getting a medical procedure on, I think it's Thursday, to get a potentially precancerous thing removed off of my face. Not a big deal, nothing to stress about, but it's going to be numbing all around the area where my bottom lip is, so I don't even know how well I'll be able to eat when I get home, so that should be interesting. But seriously, nothing to worry about. But it does mean that like the coming week, it's going to be probably a lot of like soups and even easier things than the ramen, because the odds of me not feeling well by the time I get home from my appointments is pretty high. So I should have done, like I said, something more labor intensive or more impressive tonight, except I really want to get a head start on tallying up the money that I spent when I was away and fixing my budget with that. I'll explain it in a budget video, as well as actually making meal plans for the rest of the week. I didn't make one yet for this week, which is why I didn't have any idea what to make for tonight and just kind of went for the default ramen. It is amazing how quickly I got used to having the meal plan and having it all written out and not having to think about what to make. And then today when I had to think about it, I was just like, I don't know. So I want to sit down and make a meal plan for Tuesday through to Sunday. I've already written up the things that I have in my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer. I did that while the noodles were cooking. So I will make that tonight, and then tomorrow after my physio appointment, which is after work, will be my one-time slot to be able to do the grocery shopping. So let's all cross fingers I feel okay tomorrow. Here we go, just a quick look with the eggs on top and a little bit of Kewpie mayo. It's 8:05 in the morning on Tuesday, and I'm about to have my regular workday breakfast. So it's a 7-point Weight Watcher bowl of oatmeal. It's just oats, PB2, and brown sugar. And then I have a cup of tea I'm going to put some milk into. And in the background there, I've got my multivitamins. They're the gummy ones because I'm a child. You take 2 as a serving. I pulled them down because I don't think I remembered to take them yesterday. I'm really not sure. I was doing dishes and looked over and saw them on the ledge in my kitchen, and I was like, did I take you this morning? I'm not sure. I don't think it's like problematic if you take too many in a day. I just don't want to waste them. So I've pulled them down to remind myself at breakfast time to take 2 of them. We are in cough, cold, and flu season, and I'm doing my best to stay healthy. It's 6:45 in the evening on Tuesday, and I'm finally home and about to have dinner. After work, I had physio, and then after physio, I actually had to go to the pharmacy, which for me is at Costco, to pick up a prescription. So you know how Costco goes, right? It always takes a while. When I was there, I did cave, and I bought a cookie from like the food court area, and I brought it home with me to have as dessert. So I have from the meal plan the tomato soup that I had written down and a grilled cheese sandwich. The only change to the grilled cheese sandwich is that I added a fried egg in there so I could get some protein. So I would say that is still following the meal plan that I wrote down. It's just sort of making it a little bit better. And then the cookie is completely derailing it. But I don't know, like you can't go to Costco and not buy something from the food court area. It feels wrong somehow. Usually it's a hot dog. So I was really happy that I just did the cookie because I kept thinking like, I know I have a meal plan written out. Couldn't for the life of me remember what my dinner was supposed to be, but I knew I had something plotted out. So that stopped me from getting the hot dog, but did not stop me from getting the cookie. It's 8:24 in the morning on Wednesday, and I'm about to have my regular workday breakfast, a cup of tea with a splash of milk, and a bowl of oatmeal for 7 Weight Watcher points. So it's half a cup of oats, 2 tablespoons of PB2, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. It is 6:30 in the evening on Wednesday, and I'm about to have my dinner. It is what I had put down in the meal plan, so gold star to me. I have 2 pieces of toast, which is not really like the exciting part of this. In this bowl, I have 2 eggs that have been scrambled. The seasonings with them are an accidentally large amount of dill. My hand slipped when I was pouring it out. Some freeze-dried chives, and I put in some of this. I've never had it before, don't know what it'll be like, just kind of put a random amount. And then with the eggs, I have 2 turkey bites from Pillars that I cut up and put into the pan and sauteed along with the vegetables. The vegetables are the remaining vegetables from a frozen bag, so just kind of a hodgepodge of things. It was just sort of clear out a bag, get some veggies in my meal. And then I have some cheese that's melted on top and some Kewpie mayo. So this will be my dinner, and then I also have a cup of tea. It's just off to the side steeping. Good morning. It is a little after 8:15 in the morning on Thursday, and I'm about to have my regular workday breakfast. I have a cup of tea with a splash of milk in it and my oatmeal, which is 7 Weight Watcher points. There's oats, PB2, and powdered peanut butter in there. It's the exact same as what I've had since Monday I have the same workday breakfast almost every time. I did buy bananas yesterday when I was grocery shopping. They're still a little bit green, so no banana today, but maybe tomorrow. It's 6:50 in the evening on Thursday, and I'm about to have some dinner. Sorry if my voice sounds a little funny. I can't open my mouth all the way right now. So I had a little bit of a surgical procedure on my face today on a spot that's like really near my lip. So the bandage is like covering part of the lip, and it's just infringing on movement right now. I'm not allowed to get it wet or remove the bandage or anything for the first 24 hours, which is going to make eating interesting because, you know, it's right by my mouth. Anyways, that is a problem for me. For dinner, I had planned for potentially not feeling great because of the procedure, and this is a microwavable Compliments brand macaroni and cheese. I put it in the bowl because the lid, when I was taking it off the container after I got out of the microwave, it just became a disaster. It looked like a monster ripped it open, so I had to put it all into a bowl. And then these are the turkey bites. I mentioned them yesterday. I'm gonna have 2 of these. They're fairly slim, so I think I don't need to open up my mouth too wide to eat them. So yeah, the whole dinner choice this evening was based on, I thought it was actually going to be more numbed still. So I was thinking more, you know, when you've had a cavity and your face is all numb and you try to eat something and you can't because like your lips aren't working and stuff. I thought it was going to be more like that. The numbing is pretty worn off, but it's like pretty swollen. And like I said, the bandage is sort of in the way and I can't open my mouth all that well. So I'm glad that I did come up with something, because even though I don't need to eat this because of like the numbing anymore, I think it's still a good choice because I don't need to open my mouth wide for either item, and they're both like fairly clean to eat. So I couldn't do something like ramen or anything like that because I can't make a mess. I can't get the bandage dirty. So yeah, all of that to say, here's my dinner for this evening, and I have had 4 Hershey Kisses because I was pouting because of how I look with the bandage. So sympathy chocolate. Good morning. It is 8:30 on Friday, and I'm having my regular workday breakfast, just with a straw. Let me explain. So my oatmeal is 7 Weight Watcher points. There's oats, PP2, and brown sugar in there, just like all the other days of this week. And then my tea is just regular tea with a splash of milk. The straw is because of the surgical thing I had done yesterday, and I still have the bandage on my face, and I'm supposed to be keeping it dry for the first 24 hours, which I've already failed at, but I'm still gonna keep trying to keep it as dry as possible. I figure that might count for something. So I learned yesterday to drink things through straws because it just works better because of how close the bandage is to my mouth. The spot that was getting removed was like right along the lip line, so the bandage is like right up there, and it's very hard to keep dry and on, and not have problems with it. So it's been a bit of a challenge. I'm not quite as hydrated as normal because of it, which is fine. I'm not trying to be a complainer. I'm just explaining. I have a straw to make the tea go easier. Now I have a banana that normally I would have cut up into my oatmeal today, but I can't open my mouth that wide, and I don't think I could fit a spoonful of oatmeal and banana in. So I'm just gonna have the banana later on in the day as a snack and just slice it up really small and see if that works. And I don't know. I think I have to revamp my dinner plans because I didn't even take into account the idea of not being able to open my mouth fully. And yeah, I don't think what I have planned for dinner tonight is really going to work with this bandage, but that is a later problem to solve. For now, I'm just thinking about breakfast. So I'm going to have this, go back to work, hop onto a meeting, and continue with the day. It's 3:10 in the afternoon on Friday. I'm about to have some dinner. I actually have like a really bad headache. It started coming on within maybe the last 2 hours of my shift. So I'm going to eat and then try to rest a little bit because it is payday and I really want to do my budget, but I can't math when my head is throbbing. So I'm going to try to rest, but only after I have eaten. I have the remainder of the tomato soup that I had started earlier in the week, and then I put a grilled cheese sandwich with a fried egg inside with it. I'm trying to find things that I can eat with this bandage on my face, and so a friend was like, soup with a straw, which seems ridiculous and yet at the same time doesn't. So if I get really desperate, I'll pop a straw in the bowl. The sandwich, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It was really just, I couldn't have just the soup because I'm hungry and I wanted something with like some protein and some crunch. So it will be the slowest eaten sandwich on the planet with tiny, tiny, tiny bites on the side of my mouth that is not bandaged. And I just hope that I don't knock the bandage off in my attempt to eat it. Cross fingers for me. It's 10:30 in the evening on Friday and I'm gonna have a snack. I know I had a grilled cheese sandwich, so I already had my bread quota for the day, but I'm having 2 pieces of toast with a slice of banana, and then I took some PB2, added some water. It's about equal parts PB2 and water to get it to like, well, to this consistency. So it's not as thick as regular peanut butter, but it's not runny either. I'm gonna use a fork and dip the banana slices into it. Yeah, so this will be my evening snack. I spent most of the time after dinner just in a haze of migraine pain and didn't get anything done. I found out there's a viewing tomorrow for the place, so then I had to eventually rally, take some medication, and I've been doing some cleaning and preparation. I'll have to do the rest of it in the morning, but I got hungry, which I'm gonna take as a good sign that the pain is gonna fully fade away. So I thought I would have a snack before trying to get a bit of an early night and get some decent sleep before the chaos of tomorrow. It's 11:12 in the morning on Sunday and I'm about to have this Built Puff bar. I've never had one before. When I was in Edmonton, my mom gave me this and one other flavor. Her and the ladies in a Weight Watcher group say they're very good. So I just she gave me 2, so I brought them home. Wasn't sure when I was going to eat them. Turns out it's today. So I'd have Stryker, all of his stuff hidden, and Stryker himself out of the apartment. We're getting out of here in between 12:15. So I've done almost as much as I can until I actually grab the cat and put him in his carrier. But because I've been moving around and doing things out of schedule and he knows what this means now on a weekend, he's gone into deep stealth mode. I have not had time to eat anything. My migraine from last night came back rearing during the night. So I got up later than I had intended to because I was just incapable of getting up earlier, and the first thing I did was take some pain medication and then very slowly start moving around, because it doesn't matter how I feel, the people will be here when they will be here, and Stryker and I will have to be out. So I just have to sweep, hide his litter box and his food, but I take those 2 things away at the absolute latest moment possible because of course, you know, like they're more important for his needs than like say his toys. So I'm hoping if I sit down with a cup of tea and this bar, then he will come out and kind of relax a bit. I hate how stressful this is for him, but there's nothing to be done for it right now. I really want food, like real food, but I do not have time to cook anything and get it all cleaned up and still take care of Stryker because he really needs like that time of just like relaxing before we go. So I don't even want to do toast because I have a plan for when I get home for what I want to eat, and I want to save my bread consumption for then. So I'm going to have this Built bar. I have a cup of tea. I'm still drinking through a straw because of the bandage on my face. I'm going to hopefully take a cup of tea with me for the car in my travel mug because we're going to be out for like 4 hours or so. And then when I get back, real food. It's 2:08 in the afternoon on Saturday. We are back in the apartment earlier than expected. So the first weekend that they did showings, we were out for like 4 hours each day because it was just a continuous line of people coming through the door. But this time it was just one group that was booked in at a specific time. They came and then that's it. So whereas we had been told originally in between this time and this time, any number of people can come in, now it appears that maybe like the hype of a new house on the market has died down, and so now it really is just going to be people at a specific time, which is great because we all went into this thinking like, okay, our whole day is shot again, but this time, like 2 weeks ago, we were all still sitting in the car, whereas now we are back and Stryker is all set up with his things. I've had time to like get changed, make something to eat, so yay, this might get better. We'll see. My plan for my food today kind of didn't fully pan out. I thought for sure my avocado was going to be ready, so I was going to do avocado toast with egg and cheese, and then I already had the egg cooking. Squeezed the avocado. I thought it was okay. I started to cut into it. Completely not. It's super hard still. And so at that point I was like, okay, well, I've already cut into it. So I peeled half of it, cut up some of it, and then put it into the pan with the egg. I don't know if you can cook avocado. I have no idea, but I decided to put some of it into the pan to maybe soften it up a little bit. I don't really know if that's gonna work or not. So I have avocado on this one piece. And then the rest of it, the avocado, I mean, I wrapped it up and it's in the fridge, and maybe it'll become usable in a day or two. I don't know. It was a weird avocado to start with, so maybe it was just destined for failure. So I have 2 egg on toast with cheese, one with a small amount of avocado, one without. On top of the egg, I have salt, pepper, and some chili pepper flakes. Sorry, I'm used to saying red and green chili pepper flakes, but they're different now. And then I got gifted a Toblerone. So I don't know, I may or may not crack into it, not really sure. The bandage on my face comes off every time I eat. Even when I had that protein bar this morning, came off. It was a disaster. So I've just resigned myself to the fact that every time I eat, it's gonna come off. I'm gonna have to rewash the wound and then rebandage it. So it's kind of opened me up for like possibilities on what to eat, because this is gonna be messy, and I was normally not gonna do something like this because of trying to keep the bandage clean. But now that I've learned there really is no hope for it, I'm just gonna eat, and then I'll fix the wounded area after. So this will be it's not breakfast because I guess that was the protein bar, so I guess it's just like a late lunch. I don't know, my eating time's all off right now. This is whatever meal it is. Hey everybody, it is almost 7 in the evening on Saturday, and I'm about to have a snack. My food choices right now are being decided on based on the bandage on my face and what can I eat that requires my mouth to open as small an amount of space as humanly possible. So I've come up with the crackers because they are thin, and the turkey bites because they're also like not like that big width-wise. So I'm gonna have 2 of the turkey bites. An unknown amount of the crackers. There's not that many left, so I'm probably going to finish them. I'm really struggling with this bandage because my food earlier, the egg on toast that I made, completely demolished the bandage, and I ended up having to clean the wound site and then bandage it again afterwards. And it seems to be an ongoing thing that as soon as I open my mouth, like the normal amount you would to take a bite of food, it messes up the bandage. It's just because it's in such an awkward place. And so like the wound is underneath my bottom lip, like right along the lip line, but the bandage kind of goes along the lip and then up like the corner of it, sort of like the corner of my mouth. And so opening the mouth just stretches the bandage. It's a whole thing. It's super awkward. I mean, it's only for 14 days, so I'll get through it. It'll be fine. I just think for those 14 days, I'm either going to have to deal with the fact that everything I eat is going to then have to be immediately followed by me washing the wound area and then rebandaging it after putting ointment on it, or I'm going to have to find things that I can eat that won't dislodge the bandage too much. And I'm definitely not going to be able to eat when out in public because that's just not happening. So yeah, it's my next 2 weeks. For now, I'm going to have the crackers and the turkey bites, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. It's 2:19 in the afternoon on Sunday, and yes, that is a whole bunch of water on my counter. I spilled when I was pouring the hot water into the cup to make my tea, and I haven't cleaned it up yet. I only just did it, so it's not like it's been sitting there a long time. Anyways, I have a really bad headache. It's been the same headache since Friday. It just kind of ebbs and flows a bit, and I woke up with it definitely flowing, I guess, since not ebbing. I've taken some pain medication. I'm waiting for it to kick in. I think it's going to be a really low-key kind of a day. I actually do not feel like eating at all, but it's late in the day and I need to eat something before it becomes like too late in the day. So I decided to do something really just kind of easy. I have 2 pieces of toast with margarine on them, 2 eggs lightly scrambled with dill, 1 turkey bite chopped up and fried in the frying pan, like just before I put the egg in there. And then I tried sprinkling it gently with Parmesan cheese, and it all came out in a big clump. So it's not sprinkled gently. There was a clump, but then I tried to spread it around and it didn't quite work. But I'm sure it'll be fine once I kind of mix it all up. And then of course a cup of tea. And yes, I am still using a straw because of the bandage on my face. So yeah, here we go. My lunch, I suppose. I don't know what to call it.